Right, just got to do a little switchy switch. There we go. See you on the other side.
Camera 3.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm just balancing my impedance.
Thank you.
Listen, Ed, somebody vomited.
One player. Great. Okay. Fantastic. Fine line between being a game show and a babysitter. Now, by the by, you here for a 7-question tournament-length game or a full 21-question thingamajig? Thanks.
30 seconds.
We're going to go full.
Your buzzer's the letter B, as in baboon.
20 seconds.
Painted this set.
Babushka.
All right, let's work that magic.
Oh, 20 seconds. Okay, look, listen. Here's the directions. When a question pops up, you gotta buzz in. Then you pick your answer on the screen and hit the right number on the keyboard. Got it? It is easy.
10 seconds.
Hey, good luck.
9. 8.
Okay, get the desktop out of here.
6.
Go to
5.
black.
All right,
for
we're
tea
going.
parties.
3.
Medieval tech action figures. They're not dolls.
Yeah, definitely did not call them dolls. They wouldn't put up with it for very long.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see ya. Yada, yada, yada. Well, all right, that's out of the way. So it's just you playing this time around, huh? Nothing to be ashamed of. Just don't let it happen again. Well, let's get started.
Yeah.
All right, hit me. This category is known as What Wine Goes with a Wooden Stake? And you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. Okay, this'll teach you never to date on a full moon. Imagine this scenario. You're out at the bar on a hot date when suddenly your date turns into a werewolf. Considering these beers' nicknames, which beer should you order to ward off your date? Budweiser, Zima, Coors Light, or Billy Beer?
I think I'd be Coors Light.
Coors Light is the silver bullet, just what you need to kill a werewolf. Rumor has it, kill the beast without killing your buzz didn't test well as a tagline.
Probably not.
Category, please. And this one is intellectual movements that will get your butt whipped. And we got $3,000 in the pot. Hope you brought your suit. It's time to get wet. Which of the following would take place if you were brutalized by a proponent of brutalism? A painter would beat you senseless, an architect would kick your ass, a philosopher would slap you silly, or a boxer would insult your poetry.
Brutalism, I think, had to do with painting.
I'm shaking my head right now. Hey, got a minute? Take a look at a right answer. Brutalism was an architectural movement in the 1950s and 60s that included such features as bare cement and exposed ducts and pipes. The movement was named when the guy who wanted to call it brutalism beat the crap out of the guy who wanted to call it lazy. I need a category. May I introduce reading, writing, and roughage? $1,000 at stake on this one. We've all heard of body language, right? In your bowels, your colon is connected to your rectum. Considering the primary role of a colon in English grammar, what is most likely true? Your rectum contains a list or series, your rectum is a dependent clause, your rectum is a passive verb, or your rectum uses a foreign phrase or object?
That would contain a list or series.
One of the primary uses of a colon is to signal the beginning of a list or series in a sentence. And after a few too many trips to the buffet table, your colon will be sending signals like Morse code. Okay, I need a category. Shake hands with. Don't bother me, I'm channeling. How does $2,000 sound? You know, British TV is really boring, especially that English channel. It's like watching the waves come in. Suppose the world were one big TV. If channels were assigned according to the Earth's geography, which station would be farthest from the English Channel? Straits of Dover Channel, Atlantic Access, Strait of Gibraltar Broadcasting, or North Sea Network?
The Strait of Gibraltar, maybe?
The English Channel connects the Atlantic to the North Sea via the Straits of Dover. The Strait of Gibraltar is down by the Mediterranean. Although I bet if you slip the guy a 50, he'll hook you up with all the major ocean channels.
Like the Pacific.
Okay, pick a category. Open wide and get ready for, do we really need 2 Eddie Vedders? I'm giving out $3,000 for a right answer. Put your tray in the upright position. It's time for takeoff. Say Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam spontaneously divided into 2 little Eddies. Scientifically speaking, which Pearl Jam song title best represents the result of this process? Nothing Man, Alive, Jeremy, or Daughter?
Daughter?
In science, a daughter is the first generation of something after it divides into something new. All I can say is if I had a daughter that looked like Eddie Vedder, I'd name her Alanis Morissette. Category, please. This one likes to go by I Love Lucy and a few nameless others. Looks like this one's going for $1,000. Get ready, get set, and dream with me this episode of I Love Lucy. One day, Ricky comes home from the Ricky Ricardo Babalu Club and introduces Lucy to his sleeping partner. Given the definition, how would Lucy reply?
But I wanted to be your business partner! Ethel told me you were fooling around! Can you teach little Ricky how to play that?
Or,
Oh, Ricky, my head's stuck in the headboard!
I think that would be your business
a
partner.
sleeping partner is sort of like a silent partner in a business. They're not involved in its regular operation. And if Lucy were my wife, my sleeping partners would be a good set of earplugs. All right, hit me.
Hey, look over there. It's question 7.
Here we have 40 minutes in line equals fun. You give me a right answer, I give you $3,000.
Oh.
Hey, you've heard of the Six Flags Magic Mountain theme park, right? Well, if there were a theme park based on Thomas Mann's novel, The Magic Mountain, what name would be the best choice for the roller coaster? The Sanatorium, the Land of Fantasy, the Decapitator, or the Abbey?
The Land of Fantasy, maybe?
Ah, a land of fantasy where answers are never wrong. Let's take a look at the right answer. Thomas Mann's The Magic Mountain takes place in a tuberculosis sanatorium.
Oofka.
Okay, I need a category. Hey, all right. Guess what you just picked? It's
Dis or
time
Dat?
to play Dis or Dat. The category for this Dis or Dat question is, how can you breathe through that? Okay, I'm going to read off 7 movie titles, and for each one, I want you to tell me if its beast has gills or a blowhole. As each one comes up, if it has
Gills or
gills,
blowhole?
press
Gotcha.
1. If it has a blowhole, press 2. And if you want to skip one, press 4. I'll give you $500 for each right answer, and you lose $500 for a wrong answer or one you don't get to. Okay, give me 30 seconds on the clock. Let's dance. Jaws, does it have gills or a blowhole?
Gills.
Piranha.
Gills.
Free Willy.
Blowhole.
Tentacles.
Gills.
Moby Dick.
Blowhole.
Flipper.
Blowhole.
One more. Work up.
Blowhole.
That's all she wrote. You are a very smart person, and I want to see your new score. Okay, boss, let's move on. Okay, pick a category. The selection is Pirates in Perfect Harmony, and it's worth $2,000 if you get this one right. Let's see how you handle this one. If the Barbary States formed a barbershop quartet, what would you definitely not see? Morocco singing bass, Algeria singing baritone, Tunisia singing tenor, or Syria singing alto?
I think it would be Syria.
Syria isn't one of the Barbary States. Yeah, I guess the other Barbary state said that with a thin mustache and a candy-striped jacket, it looked like a real dumbass, Gus. Thank you very much. I need a category. Oh, yes, it's time for your fantasies to be realized. You're joining a three-way.
Apologies in advance.
Okay, this is simple, but hear me out anyway. You're gonna see a three-way like this one. When the correct three-way member is lit up, buzz in. If you make a match, you pocket $1,000. But be wary, it'll cost you $1,000 every time you buzz in and you're wrong. But don't be misled. This question may or may not have anything to do with the three-way as a group. All right, time to boogie. This three-way is known as, what do you want, a medal? Or do you just want a three-way? Well, here it is. Gold, silver, or bronze? Well, good luck. And don't worry, I'll still respect you when this is over.
Gold. Silver. Bronze. Gold. Bronze. Silver. Silver.
Okay, we're stripped down to our skivvies. Looks like that's all we've got. Let's see how you scored. Nicely done, a perfect score. Must be all that practicing alone, huh? This should firm up your overall score. Well, it's time to get back to the game. But, you will call me, right? One down, round two to go. Let's
What's
get
your
on.
name?
Every question in round two is worth twice as much, so we got some serious cash at stake here. Let's get to it. All right, hit me. For your enjoyment, something's fishy in the White House. Play your cards right, you win $4,000. All right, take a close look at this picture and tell me, the U.S. quarter would look like this if George Washington were part what? Flounder, hammerhead shark, guppy, or trout?
What? Guppy?
Ooh, must have hit the wrong key. It happens. The correct answer is... the flounder, like all flatfish, has both eyes on one side of its head. Good thing George didn't look like that. I mean, the British could have just found out which side of his head his eyes were on and attacked from the other side. Okay, I need a category.
All right.
Let's see what
It's
we
time
got
to get a little
going.
serious
If you
here.
knew Susie like I knew Susie. $2,000 for a correct answer. Ready? Now listen closely. Susan B. Anthony was an American suffragette born in Massachusetts in 1820. In 1872, she was arrested and fined $100 for casting a ballot before women were allowed to vote. She refused to pay the fine, calling on her 14th and 15th Amendment rights. So tell me, if Susan B. Anthony paid her fine with Susan B. Anthony coins, how many would she need? 100, 200, 400, or 1,000?
I think Susan B. Anthony was $1 coin, so...
Susan B. Anthony was fined $100, so she'd need to hand over 100 Susan B. Anthony dollars. But even she thought they looked like quarters, and she refused to use them. Category, please.
Swing your partner 1 and 3. A do-si-do for the big third time.
I kind of
Coming
disagree
at you,
with it,
Hudson
but
Hawk was a masterpiece.
It is watchable.
4,000 big ones for a right answer here. I don't know. I thought that Bruce Willis movie had some potential. Consider this. If the cinematography of the thrilling comic masterpiece Hudson Hawk were influenced by the Hudson River School of Art, which significant scene would be included? Frank Stallone floating on water lilies, nude Andy McDowell surrounded by angels, Bruce Willis telling time with a melted watch, or Danny Aiello sitting on a remote hillside?
I think it'd be Danny Aiello.
In the early 1800s, the Hudson River School of Art captured the magnificence of this country called America in their beautiful landscape paintings. Danny Aiello sitting on a remote hillside. Woo boy, I'm laughing already. Okay, pick a category. Well, what do we have here? Eye Care of the Tiger. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Heads up, here it comes. Imagine researchers determined that all those hours of staring at MTV in the 1980s had devastating effects on our eyesight. What might their study have been called? Hemorrhoidal hooters, myopic men at work, crowded house of cirrhosis, or kyphosis in the neck?
Myopic men at work.
Myopia is nearsightedness. Yeah,
So who
myopic
could it
men
be
at work.
now?
You remember them. They had that big hit in the 80s. Who can I see now? I need a category.
15th floor, lingerie, housewares, and useless trivia.
The category is superheroes who foam at the mouth. Get it right, I'm handing over $2K. You ready? Okay, let's say that Underdog hasn't been very careful lately and he's contracted rabies. Given the symptoms of rabies, which of these situations would most likely leave Underdog incapable of rescuing Sweet Polly purebred? She's hanging from a high ledge, she's trapped in a burning building, she's drowning in a pond, or she's surrounded by carnivorous spiders.
Drowning?
Another name for rabies is hydrophobia, which literally means the fear of water. So poor Polly would probably end up sinking like a stone. I guess that means Underdog won't be drinking out of the toilet anymore either. Okay, I need a category. Uh-oh, blah, 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 blah.
Gibberish question.
Your gibberish category for today is bitter letters to the fashion editor. And $10,000 right out of the gate for this one. Now, don't get nervous, but the more time you take, the less cash you get. Okay, listen up and tell me, what children's phrase does this rhyme with? Sign first cheap, curse you, sir sleepers. And be careful not to be fooled by the punctuation. First, make your move, type your...
There you go.
Finders keepers, losers weepers. The unofficial policy of the IRS. Category, please.
Not wrong.
Number 17.
Pucker up for Tori Tori Hallelujah. How does $4,000 grab you? Oh, if only there were more shows on TV like Beverly Hills 90210. Imagine that Fox produces a spin-off series, Beverly Hills 90125. If it followed the content of the 1983 album 90125, what would you expect to see? David becomes owner of a lonely heart, Donna takes vows as a sister Christian, Kelly feels an invisible touch, or Brandon marries a Caribbean queen.
I think it would be a yes.
Yes. That is to say, owner of a lonely heart is from the Yes album 90125. Would have been funnier if the band's name was No. Okay, pick a category. say hello to Baby's Got Wayback Machine. Think you can handle $6,001 bills? Oh dear, it seems Mr. Peabody and his pet boy Sherman have gone into a defective Wayback Machine and don't know where they are. Say Mr. Peabody asks someone what time it is and gets the famous quote, "These are the times that try men's souls." In what time period have Mr. Peabody and Sherman emerged? Medieval times, the Great Depression, the French Revolution, or the American Revolution?
I think it would be the French Revolution.
Now, the French Revolution would be the best of times and the worst of answers.
Oh.
Bet you wish you'd pick this. Patriot Thomas Paine wrote these words as a soldier
Wrong
in the
revolution.
Revolutionary Army. So Sherman better grab a musket while Mr. Peabody just goes after some redcoat's crotch. I need a category. Step right up for question 19. And I believe this one's called Karaoke is Dead. How does $2,000 sound? Ready? Imagine it's Friday night and everybody in your office is ready for a little TGIF party. Suppose instead of going to a karaoke bar, you and your coworkers go to a kabuki bar. Which of these rules would be posted above the bar? No alcohol, parking for compact cars only, no women allowed, cross-dressing encouraged, $10 covers, singers must be castrated, or don't touch the girls, don't eat the pufferfish.
I think it would be number 2.
In traditional Japanese kabuki theater, female roles are played by men. Have a good time, but remember the stage name Madam Butterfly is already taken. All right, hit me.
Question number 20.
This little number's known as, it happened one dark and stormy night. You get 4,000 clams for this one. Okay, time for some frank talk. We all know that adolescent males have wet dreams or nocturnal emissions. Hey, stop giggling, it's biology. Say instead of nocturnal emissions, boys had nocturnal field emissions. What would they be releasing from their pubescent genitals? Electrons, grass seeds, mice, or bat guano?
I think it would be grass seeds.
Now, if you want to see someone emitting grass seeds, check out Stephen King's Lawnmower Man, The Teenage Years. Should have picked this. In physics, a field emission is where an electric field causes electrons to be released from a conductor. Hey, I'll take electrons any day. At least you don't have to hide the sheets from your mom the next morning. Okay, I need a category. All rise, the attack is now in session. If you see two words that go together on the screen, buzz in and you've got $2,000. Hit your buzzer when they don't go together. You can kiss $2,000 goodbye. Here's the fun part.
Remember.
Okay.
The words only match if they fit this clue. I've got your tragic end right here, baby. Well now, how appropriate. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Poisoned. Yeah, Romeo. Stuck to the whale. Choo-choo! Older. John the Baptist beheaded. Superman was killed by Doomsday. Shot with mistletoe. Okay.
to go, player. It's like I always say, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, as long as you get to play with yourself. Now get the hell away from the computer and go make some friends, because...
Very nice work, people.
I haven't
Let's get
seen
those
it
commercials going.
yet
Raoul,
personally.
Hon, we doing this again?
Yes.
Hold on, let me... All right, this concludes this episode of You Don't Know Jack, volume number 3. Be sure to like, subscribe, and spread the word. We'll see you next time here in Tickets Ways Gaming as the arcade.